Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Miss Faye, and this is my world. First of all, I want to thank each and every one of you for leaving your wonderful comments. I read them. I really do. And they really mean a lot to me. And I hope that I'm covering information that is helpful to you. And for those of you who leave a love offering, I really thank you too. It helps the channel grow. So here we go now. Let's talk about this narcissist, who is a demon, a real live demon. That's what a narcissist is. Is an evil entity has taken over this person's body. Now, the narcissist has to control his supply. I mean, because he has a lot of supply, meaning they are all over the place. It's not just you. It's not just you. He's got other supply, and he needs the supply for different things, because some supply may be helping him financially, some supply may be feeding him, some supply is according to what he needs. That's what the supply is, you see. But it makes the narcissist in a way so that he can function in this dimension. Now, when he's with people, if you look at him closely, he's like a chameleon. He will change with his environment. So if he's with you, he's mirroring you. So he's looking in a way that he knows that would be pleasant to you. Now, if he's with somebody else, he looks like them. And I'm only saying this because this is from my experience with the narcissist. When he was with me, he was a certain way. He was a certain way because he could read my energy of what I expected. You see? And this is just appearance-wise, because the narcissist is a demon, so he's abusing you, but he's looking the part. Let's say that he's looking the part. You see? So I've seen the narcissist go to another supply, and if he's with that supply any length of time, meaning that that's the new main supply, he'll start looking like them. Okay? Now the narcissist, he does all of this because he needs control. He needs control of all of his supply. Now, suppose you are in a committed, and I use that term loosely when you're talking about a narcissist, a committed relationship, you think. The narcissist will try to regulate what you wear, what you say, what you do, how you respond, and all of that. He'll try to do all of that, you see. But now, and if you don't comply, he probably will leave. Now, my narcissist, and I always say my narcissist because this is the narcissist that I spent 6 years with, so, and he was covert, and he was DL. So my narcissist was ready to discard me, especially when I did not conform to what he was trying to make me conform to. He was, I'm going to go slow here. I don't want to go too fast. This narcissist was an official in the church. Okay. Now, it's been a long time since I left the church, right? But this was somebody that I was in love with. So I went with him. I don't have any problem going in the church. It's not like, I'm going to set on fire or anything when I step over the threshold. It's nothing like that. But yes, in fact, I enjoyed going with him because I wanted to see if church had changed since I went. Has anything changed or progressed? Have these people ascended any? They go every Sunday to hear the word, but have they actually ascended? You see? Now, my narcissist, he got upset with me because I guess I embarrassed him in the church, only because you know how they you go to some churches and then they want to come and touch you or call themselves blessing you with just a touch or whatever. Well, when the person came to me, I blocked it because I'm not going to have these demons putting their hands on me. Number one, I don't know these people. I don't know. I know he's a demon. So I'm just putting all his associates in the same boat with the demon. See? So because I did that and all the other people in the church were shocked. I guess I was the only one that did that. But no, and you should wake up to these things too, because you go to your religious service, whatever it is. You go to your religious service and you go faithfully and all that. But here's a challenge. When you go, pay attention. Pay very close attention. Number one, to these people who you are supposed to listen to, take their advice and that sort of thing. Okay? You want to know who these people really are. Who are they really? And are they hiding behind these masks just to control you? Just to control you. It's all about control. And many of us who know about who know about these organized religious organizations, it's all about controlling you. That's why it's a perfect place for the narcissist. And how do they control you? Fear. With fear. Because now listen closely. If you don't comply to the religion, well, then the God of that religion is going to punish you. Whether he sends you off to some place called hell or whatever, he's going to punish you if you don't comply to the religion. Do you see how that's perfect for the narcissist? Because he controls you with fear, even in your own household. And he's all about control. He'll control his spouse by just chipping away at her in the beginning. And the fear comes in. The fear comes in because now if he is physically abusive, well, you know, the fear is right there in your face. Okay? Because if you don't comply, you're going to get beat up. Okay? Now, if he is sexually abusing you, the fear is you'll go around trying to sneak around or whatever, so you won't be there when he wants to sexually abuse you again. But unless you leave, he's going to do that over and over and over and over again once he's opened that door. But that's controlling you too. That's a way of controlling you too. You only supply to him. I don't care. He would sexually abuse, or she would. I'm not just going to talk about the narcissist. I'm going to talk about, you know, the female narcissist here because, excuse me, they are both the same. So they both would physically abuse you, sexually abuse you, or emotionally abuse you. Now, I'm not saying that every narcissist would do all three. My narcissist was an emotional abuser. Now, not saying that maybe somewhere in his past he might have been a physical abuser. Who knows? But the abuse stays. No matter which way they are abusing you, they're going to abuse you. That's their intention, to destroy you in the end, and to use all of your supply in the end. Now, more about the control and how my narcissist tried to control me. First thing he wanted to do was to dumb me down. That's a tactic that they really use. Dumb you down by telling you things like, "Oh, you think you're so this, and you think you're so that, and you think you're better than everybody," and all this kind of mess. That's manipulation. That's manipulation. And then if you say something that maybe, I don't know if he understands or intimidated by or what, then he'll tell you, "Oh, you think you're so smart, or you think you're so this." Or, now, this is a person that you want to get along with, and you don't want to fight. You don't want to fight. So if he doesn't understand the terms that you're using, what you'll do is try to put them in simple terms where he can understand it. You see? Now, you've already given him that power that you cannot be as intelligent as you are, or even to be more intelligent. He's already controlling that. Don't be intelligent. Just be what I tell you. Just be what I tell you to be. And you can see that. You can really see that when you look at the pimps, the way that they control their women. You see? It's the same thing. It's the same. If you are with a narcissist, whether he is a pimp and got you out here on the street, he's treating you in the home the same way. The same way. He is just using you. Either if you're living with him, you're his maid, you're his cook, you're his sexual part. You're his sexual object. I even take it back to say partner, because when you think of a partner, you think of a give and take. You understand? A give and take of the energies. But with the narcissist his controlling ways, all of the energy is coming back to the narcissist. None of it is really he's not really putting anything into you. anything to you. You know, even during the sexual act, if you look at that, the sex is all about pleasing him. He doesn't care about whether you get pleased or not. It's not about you. It's about pleasing him. And a lot of women, especially my age, you know, the younger women, because a lot of them are having sex, you know, it's different. But women my age, in the day when we didn't have sex until we got married, you know, we heard of women who did have sex, but, you know, they lived on the other side of the track. So we, you know, on our side, we did not have sex. We were told not to have sex until you were married. So a majority of us didn't, you know. So, and I'm thinking because those of us who went off to college, you probably did then before you got married. So, but those of us who didn't go off to college probably got married earlier, and so your spouse was the first person that you had sex with. Now, your spouse is a narcissist. Think about this. You only know sex one way. His way. His way. Or not at all. His way or not at all. You probably don't know anything about that you should be getting pleased in the process, in the sexual experience. You should be getting pleased. I'm going to break it down. You should have an orgasm just like him. I'm going to break it down. Because, you know, people say getting pleased. If you don't know any better, just being with him, you know, just him, you might feel pleased because it's all you know. That's all you know. And he has controlled that so that that's all you know. And tell you the truth, the way that he has sex with you, you're probably happy when he's not touching you, period. It's probably not, you probably didn't enjoy it in the first place, and you probably don't enjoy it now. And you'd be surprised, it is a lot of women out there who feel like that. They don't like having sex. It's just something that you have to do in the marriage. You have to do in the marriage. You see? And the narcissist loves it because you don't know any better. You don't know that you should be enjoying the experience because you never did. It's just been something, an ordeal that you had to go through. See? Because you're with a narcissist. It's all, everything you do is about him. I'm going to tell you, I talked about it in one of the videos about my dad and my mom. My mom was a servant to him. Totally. I never saw my dad wash a dish, sweep a floor, pick up a piece of, nothing like that. That was my mom's job. He would come in the house and sit on the sofa or take a nap until my mom rang the bell to come eat. Never went in there and say, "Can I help you?" or any of that. No. When you are with the narcissist, he is controlling you. Totally controlling you. He wants you to feel like you cannot make it without him. And if you're with him a number of years, after a while you kind of feel like that. You can't. Number one, he's probably controlling the money even if you work. Even if you work, he's probably controlling all the money. You see? So when I was with my narcissist, he wanted to control what I wore, my appearance. He wanted me to wear those eyelashes, which I hate. You know, I can see if you want to wear the ones that look natural, or, to try to enhance who you are. But when they disfigure who you are, I think that's absurd. And that's the way he wanted me to be. He wanted me to have that, and the big red ruby lips, and this right here. And of course, the hair down to your ass, you know. Wanted me to be all of that. And in the beginning, believe it or not, I did it. I did it. All of that. My clothes were so tight, I just about had to spray them on. Yeah, and the highest heels, looking just like a prostitute. Now that was him. That was him. Not saying that all narcissists want you to dress that way, but that's what he wanted. That's what he wanted. And in the meantime, he was not really having sex with me. I'll say that. He was not really having sex with me. I was only blowing him. He wasn't doing anything for me. I was only blowing him. But he was having sex with men. You understand what I'm saying? The narcissist will control you in a way, because remember, he's a demon. He's controlling you in a way, you see, that number one, you don't suspect that he's on the DL. That's why these DL men are just flourishing. 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 The hip-hop industry is not helping. They're not helping the situation, because many of them are on the DL. You see? Many of them are. It's in the culture. And then a lot of black men, talk about the black men, because the black men are the ones on the DL. Usually the white men, usually, there are a few of them, especially if they are in office. If they're in high office or something like that, yeah, they'll be on the DL. But usually, a white man, if he's gay, he'll just come out and say he's gay. He'll just come out and say he's gay. But the black men won't. Even the DL men won't say they're gay. They'll take that lie to the grave. You'll almost have to catch them in it. Catch them in it. But they leave signs now. If you're savvy, you can pick up the signs. But this video is about him, the way that he controls you. He'll always play the victim. Always play the victim. Now, when I first started dating my narcissist, he was he needed help with his work for his job. I end up doing all the paperwork for his job. You understand? I had my own job. I was working then. I'm retired now, but I was working then. So I'm doing two jobs. His job and my job. Okay? And don't make a mistake now. I mean, he needed it to be accurate. You understand? You understand? Other than that, I was cooking for him, cleaning for him, and his aches and pains, giving him little massages. I never got one. I never, I never got one. One time, I got a cramp in my leg, and I asked him if he would rub the leg for me, and I tell you, he hurt me. He hurt it until I had to say, no, that's okay. Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone. The narcissist is an evil, controlling spirit. And he controls you for as long as he can. As long as he can. But as long as you allow him. Because if I wasn't emotionally involved in it, and if I had self-esteem and self-worth, number one, he never would have bothered with me in the first place. He would have just walked past and went to somebody else. He wouldn't have. They look for people who can be manipulated. Manipulated. And that's why the church is full of them, because those people are there for healing. They're there looking for answers, and the narcissist can manipulate them easier. Easier for his own gain. For his own gain. And people stay because of fear. They stay in it because of fear. Fear of the unknown. They think they know what's going to happen if they walk off, if they leave. But no. Fear of the unknown. That's why a lot of women would stay in a relationship with a narcissist, because of that fear of the unknown. They don't know if they can make it without the narcissist. He controls everything. I think I gotta stick with this. Stick with this. And while you're sticking with it, he's constantly devaluing you, making you feel bad, cheating on you, and you hear whispers, and you feel you know the feeling. You know the feeling, because he's showing you he don't love you. You know it. You can feel it. When he's there. Now, my narcissist would come home every night at a decent time, but when he did come home, he came in the door angry. Okay, this is manipulation. He came in the door angry every single day, every single night. When he came through the door, he was angry. So now it makes me want to say, what's wrong? What can I do for you? Let me do something to make you happy. What do you need? You see? I went through all of that. I bent over backwards trying to make this man happy. And in the meantime, you'll find yourself tiptoeing around your own home because he's made you feel like that. You don't want to upset the narcissist in any way. Now, if he's a grandiose narcissist, he's probably out cursing everybody out and yelling and all of that. See, that's intimidation. That's what the grandiose narcissist will do. Until you're almost afraid of him. Now, maybe he's never hit anybody, but who wants that rant? Who wants that horrible rant? You see? So you'll find yourself, tiptoeing around and doing things to please him so you don't upset him. Even the kids. The kids know the deal. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. But now, when people come around, he'll put on a show, make everybody think that he's all in the family and everything. But if you watch, he's the one, he still wants, the grandiose narcissist still wants to be on the stage. You see? But he's got control of all of his people. They they know not to cross him. Now, the covert narcissist, he's not grandiose, but he's standing in the shadows. He's standing in the shadows. And what you'll do, you'll go over and see if he's okay, you know, what does he need or whatever. And when you go over, he's not looking at you. He's probably looking at his phone. He's probably looking in his phone the whole time, you see. And you'll try to, you know, soothe him or whatever. And he probably give you a short answer, nah, like that. Nah. He's not going to do anything to make you feel better about anything. Ever. But he will do things to make you feel bad about the simplest thing. Another way of controlling you, he will alienate you from you. If you got any friends, you won't when you're with the narcissist. All of a sudden, they'll disappear and you don't really know what happened when you think about it. But you won't have any friends with the narcissist. He will make sure that you don't have any, because he can control you better. You know, you don't have a girlfriend you go running off to and talk it over with her, or go over here, talk it over with, and he'll even try to alienate you from your family. So you can't run off to them and talk. He will. Tell you what's wrong with your mom and what's wrong with your dad and what's wrong with your sister, what's wrong with your brother, and you don't need to be around them. And he'll be in your ear all day, all night, to alienate you so that he has full control over you. You see? Remember, his objective is to destroy you in the end. But he's going to suck you for all of your supply until then. But the thing about it, now the grandiose and the covert are the same on this. They both do the same damage. But one is just out there taking control of everything, and the other one is in the shadows. He's the quiet one. And I think he's the most dangerous one, because you don't see him coming. You think that he's just a quiet, nice guy. You see? You think he's just a quiet, nice guy. And he's a demon. He's a demon. They all do the same thing when it comes to control. And if he chooses you to be supplied, because all victims are chosen. They're chosen. So if he chooses you for supply, number one, you need to look at yourself. If you're with somebody and you don't feel good most of the time with them, I mean, you know, you have ups and downs. Ups and downs, you know. Bitter, it's sweet and it's bitter. You see? Sweet, bitter. You never can get to the sweet and just be sweet. It's not about that. You see? He does the sweet to keep you on the hook. To keep you on the hook. But you're going to get the bitter. He's going to be doing it to you all along. You know? He's going to be doing your money. He's going to be your time, your energy, your everything. Your everything. Your everything. And he's going to do it as long as you are with him. He's never going to stop. Never going to stop. And even, now check this out. You married to a narcissist. Okay. You might have been married 60, 70 years to this man. You see? You know how, you know him, you've already settled that this is, this is how it is with him. You've already kind of settled in, and you've managed to live with him. Okay, with his cheating, with his lying, with his stealing, with his devaluing you and disrespecting, all of that. You've settled with yourself that this is it, Whether you stay with him because of religious reasons, because a lot of women do, or you just, your wedding vows said, for better or worse, until death do us part. I think that's what it says. And we all said it. Okay? So now, you with this man 60, 70 years. Okay. Now you get ill. You get ill. You can't supply the narcissist anymore. You're too ill. You cannot supply him. So guess what? He's already, he's done it. As soon as he saw you getting frail, to get another supply. Another supply. He already got this, he already groomed that supply and ready to hop in soon as you keel over. Soon as you keel over, he gonna hop in that supply so fast. And I know that you've seen it. You've seen it yourself, but you didn't know what you were looking at. Where these men be with their wives, and you think that they love their wives, but they've been together for 80 years, whatever. As soon as she dies, in the next week, he ready to marry somebody else. You don't know what you're looking at. But this is what a narcissist does, because he doesn't love anybody. It's about control for his supply. That's all it is. Control for his supply. So, I know I've gotten pretty passionate about this message, because I just want you to understand how a narcissist controls you, and you just fall into it, especially if your heart is in it. You'll just fall into it thinking, oh, no harm, no foul. No harm, no foul. And it'll go on and on until you don't know who you are anymore. You've lost yourself dealing with this evil spirit. And that's for the men and for the women. This evil spirit has no gender. When it comes into a person, it doesn't care if it's a woman or a man. It's there. And it eats up that person inside, and it takes over. It takes over, and he comes out to you to destroy you. So I'm going to end it here. I'm going to end it here. And I hope that I've said something that can help somebody. And I certainly hope that you beware. Beware. Because these narcissists are everywhere. Everywhere. And you would do good to yourself by just, loving yourself. Love yourself. Don't go out here trying to love nobody. Love yourself. Love yourself. And I certainly hope to see you next time.